Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we are talking about this, my newest purchase, an Epiphone 335 Pro. The Pro being the model with the coil splits. And to answer the question and reveal what is going on with this guitar, I think it's a pretty darn cool guitar. I kind of love Epiphone 335s. They always seem to just ring out in a beautiful way. And I don't think I really ruined this, but I think I did something different with it. Enter the Seymour Duncan JB, but not any JB, a neon yellow JB. Highlighter yellow, if you will. I ordered this to put in a different guitar, and here we are with it in this guitar, because I decided not to replace the pickup I had in that one. This thing sounds pretty cool. I really like having mismatched output of pickups, so having a higher output bridge pickup than neck pickup. This is a kind of a PAF type in the neck, and then this is obviously more of a modern output in the bridge. Let's hear it. I grew up listening to bands like the Silver Sun Pickups, Kings of Leon, even Queens of the Stone Age, bands that were using guitars like this or Sheridans. So let's start with Silver Sun Pickups. I'm going to have the pickup selector in the middle position, and we've got the bridge split. Let's hear what that might sound like. Okay, so there we go. Pretty cool. Once again, I have a thing for mismatched pickup output, and in the middle position is where I feel like that really shines, especially having one split, one not split. Just a cool sound. But it's not just Silver Sun Pickups in on the fun. How about Kings of Leon? What might that sound like? How about a riff from Because of the Times? Okay, so sounds cool. But how about some solos, some leads? What might a lead sound like on this guitar? Let's stick with Kings of Leon. Let's hear On Call, bigger hit off the same album. Let's hear what the solo from that might sound like with this guitar. So, it can handle alt-rock kind of, weirdness, not weirdness, whatever you want to call it. How about some Queens of the Stone Age, slightly more weirdness. I've got two guitar tracks on this, both with this guitar. The first one, you're going to hear it in the middle position with both pickups not split or anything like that. And then the lead part that comes in, I've got it just on the bridge. Once again, not split. Really cool sound on the harmonics there. So, surprise, it still sounds pretty darn cool. For those of you curious, we are playing through a Morgan MVP 23. I've got the power up about halfway, so pretty loud, but not as loud as it could be. The gain and volume have been down a bit so far. Relatively clean, obviously not clean, but can get a little bit dirtier. How much dirtier can it get? That's a great question. How about we venture into the world, we get adventurous and venture into the world of hard rock, maybe even venturing into heavy metal. What might this guitar sound like, this high output JB sound like, if Klon was boosting the MVP 23? I've got a Wampler Tumnus, volume is turned up and the gain is turned mostly all the way down. Goosing the MVP 23 with the gain and the volume up a bit and the mids turned up a bit, as that does affect the gain in that circuit. Let's see what that might sound like. So we've covered hard rock. I mentioned the coil splits on this guitar earlier. So the coil split's kind of impressive. I've played guitars that sound a lot more like maybe a coil tap. I've seen the difference between that argued online. A coil tap allegedly is just where the output of the pickup is reduced, but it's a full humbucker still, whereas a coil split is one of the bobbins is taken out. It's just a single coil that you're hearing. The neck pickup on this with some drive, it's pretty cool and kind of stratty. So I'm going to play some Hendrix here. You can't tell as much of the clarity with some drive, but we'll clean it up after the Hendrix so you can hear more of what's going on. Cool sound. It's a cool guitar. It feels good. It seems like every cheaper 335 copy I've played always has this ringiness. They resonate. They sound and feel. They feel really good. But we were talking about coil splitting, weren't we? So what might, with a little bit less gain, different pickup combinations with coil splitting sound like? I'm glad you asked. Let's take a little adventure that direction. Okay, so there we have it. Cool, cleaner sounds, edge of breakup, I guess you'd call it. But obviously, we're playing through a vaguely plexi-ish type circuit with a humbucker. You can get just some straight up rock sounds. Doesn't have to be heavy metal per se, but AC/DC is the sound that always comes to mind when I think of rock, but not over the line into heavy metal. So the last clip you're going to hear is AC/DC. Let's hear it. All right, there it is. We've heard some sounds. We've talked a little bit about these guitars. I think this thing's cool. I don't think I ruined it. It's obviously it's unique. I like things that are a little bit off the beaten path. This guitar rings out really well. And like my first good guitar with humbuckers was an Austin 335 knockoff. That I remember that guitar. I didn't know as much about guitars then, but there was something about the way it felt, and there's something about the way this one feels. Just about every 335 copy I've played that's set up well, it rings out well. I want to keep playing it. This guitar is no different. I hope you enjoyed the video. I would like to give a huge shout out to Perennial Studios, which is where I'm at right now. I'm going to be having some more videos coming from here. Would love to thank them for letting me film here. Thank you, Ryan. If you live in the Champaign area, Champaign, Illinois, that is, and you'd like to take singing lessons, you'd like to take guitar lessons, piano lessons, maybe even you could even talk them into giving you bass lessons. Maybe you want to record some music. Perennial is the place to go. I'll put a link below. Reach out, do what you got to do, get in touch. You'll be glad you did. Thanks for stopping by, y'all.